Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamika. Today we're going to be doing a little get ready with me, a little like chittity chat, kind of talking about 2024, reflecting on the year, kind of talking about what I want to do in 2025. Not necessarily goals, but like little ideas that I have and projects I want to continue. I really wanted to do a little chatty get ready with me so that I could talk about my year and what I kind of want to do going forward. If you're interested, just keep on watching and let's get into the video. Hello, welcome to my channel. So 2024 was an interesting year for me, and I definitely feel like I've grown so much this year and have like learned so much about myself this year. I feel like I'm looking at this year with a positive look. At this point, I'm going to start with moisturizing my face with my Huge. It is CeraVe moisturizing cream. I love this stuff. It is amazing. Y'all saw this in my last get ready with me that I filmed. And this stuff is amazing. I love it. We're doing a very basic, simple look for filming today because I know I'm going to wear makeup tomorrow to do a self-portrait. So we're just going to do super simple. But 2024 was a interesting year. It was a growing year. It was a year that I learned a lot. It's probably like one of the worst years ever for me, to be honest, but it definitely was a year where I learned so much, and I'm really grateful for that. I feel like without this year, I wouldn't have the clarity and direction that I need for 2025. And I just feel like it was a bad year, but it was also a good year because I feel like I learned a lot about myself this year. I am not mad about 2024. I feel like definitely could have had some improvements, but I learned enough to kind of make it worth it, I believe. I didn't hit my goals in 2024, and I really thought this was going to be my year, but something about 2025 just really feels like the one. And I'm not setting actual actionable goals or SMART goals in this video. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do that within the first like couple weeks of the new year. Right now I'm just kind of like reflecting on everything, and I have a list of talking points that I want to refer to. So if you see me looking down at all, that is why. So let's talk about the big wins of 2024. The big wins are I got through it. My big win for the year is, even though I was like super depressed and I feel like I had to kind of give up on things, I didn't 100% give up on everything. I feel like I really powered through a bad year and did what I could this year, and I'm proud of myself for that. I did come back to YouTube in a good way this year. I did not stay consistent through the whole year. I was consistent on shorts all year long, which was really good. And I feel like I have learned my purpose here on my channel, and I'm coming to terms with what that means and how I want my content to be. And I've really learned that being in the moment and being present is really important, and listening to my body is important. And it's okay for things to change. I also feel like I have learned how to accept myself and accept what I want out of life and accept what feels good. So I feel like my win for the year is that I really accepted myself. I accepted my goals. I've really like streamlined what I truly want, and I feel like I am going to be able to make things happen now because I have a very clear picture, or at least a pretty clear picture of what my goal is for my life, my career, what I want to do in general. Like, I feel like I have a really good picture of what I want to do, and I feel like that's a really big win for me because I've really felt for the last 2 years since I dipped out on YouTube that I had no direction, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know who I was, and you know, I feel like that's a big win. I finally feel like I'm starting to learn myself. I don't know myself by any means, because I feel like that is a crazy thing to try to say when I have had so much up and down, and I feel like we always grow and we change as people, but I feel like I have truly learned who I am, and I feel like that is my biggest win of the year. There's obviously other stuff I've done, and there's other things that I am proud of, but that's my biggest win. I feel like I've really learned myself. I've learned my capacity. I've learned what I want. I've learned to accept myself. I feel like there's a lot more, but that's a good starting point. I've really learned that I am not the person that can go 110% all the time, and when I do that, I burn myself out. I also have learned that I put my own needs and my own wants last, and I've learned that my mental health, if I don't keep it in check, can absolutely destroy whatever I'm working on at that time. I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. I'm just going to prime my eyes with this because I'm going to do a like really basic look today that does not need like foundation, because I'm trying to not wear foundation today because I don't want to like irritate my skin. But with this I'll be fine because I'm just giving myself an overall base to put that brown on. This year I feel like, and I'm not wetting my beauty blender by the way, this year I feel like one of my biggest things I want to kind of note is I did start on some new projects this year. So I specifically started back on this YouTube channel, which I've done a couple times over the last year, and I unfortunately have not been super consistent, but I feel like I have really made a commitment and done more than I have done since I left YouTube, and I will take that as a major win. I started doing my self-portraits. I started doing that about halfway through the year. I had already taken self-portraits, and I've taken self-portraits before, but I feel like I really got serious about my self-portraits in I want to say about June of this year. I really made an effort to do that, and I made an effort to really document more lifestyle stuff on my business account, just kind of showing more of the person that I am behind my business, so that I can try to like connect with people and really connect with them and show a human behind the art that I make. I really feel like that's my big things that I've done. Those are my big projects I've really worked on. Is I have attempted to really get this channel going again, and then also I have really dove into my self-portraits, and I feel like they're getting better and better each time I do them, and I feel like I'm getting pretty good at them, and that is honestly something that's a highlight of my year, because that's something I really wanted to learn how to do and do well, and I feel like I'm starting to get there. I'm really excited about it. I really love self-portraits, and I've taken, I want to say about 10 this year. I actually don't know if I've taken 10. It might be less than 10. I did branding portraits once. I did a small set with my Fuji camera. I did another small set with my Fuji that I never edited because I didn't like the way they looked. I did my pasta shoot. My New Year's shoot will be tomorrow, and then I've done my Fallen Angel, my junkyard, my ones with my cat bunny, my birthday ones. So I've done at least 9 this year, and I was supposed to do more, but they just didn't happen. So I mean, I'm gonna take it. I feel like that's a really good number for my first year doing them, and I feel like that's a huge win, and I honestly am just really happy that I even started on that project. In 2025 I have huge plans for self-portraits, and I want them to be a very big part of my art and my business. I just haven't figured out exactly how I'm gonna do that and how I kind of want to go about making those goals and doing that, but I definitely want that to be a huge part of my content, because I love portraits and I love doing self-portraits, and I love doing creative stuff and making things and being very particular about things, but I want them to be a little bit more, I don't know, I feel like I want to learn how to do them, and I want to use self-portraits as a way for me to get better, but also create art for me, because I feel like as a photographer I specifically create a lot of art for other people, but I don't make enough for myself, and that's kind of what self-portraits are. It's kind of like how a painter, like if you're a painter and you have commissions, you paint for other people, but I feel like with painters, they paint more for themselves, and I feel like as a photographer it's kind of the other way around. Like, unless I'm out doing a personal project, taking pictures of like trees and things while I'm hiking and camping and things like that, I feel like I don't really take art for myself or make art for myself. I make it for other people, especially if I'm doing lots of jobs. So that's kind of what I want to do, is I want to make sure that I'm still using photography as an art form, and I feel like the self-portraits is a huge project that I'm using to do that. I'm using a extremely old and probably outdated Kat Von D palette, which is no longer Kat Von D anymore. Like, I don't even have the cover to this anymore, but don't worry, I keep it like stored in here, so hopefully dust doesn't get on it. Honestly, I'm probably gonna throw this palette out soon because it's bad. It's disgusting, but whatever. We're using it today. I'm using a brown shade that I've used a lot. I don't know if you can even see that, but it's this one right here. I'm just dipping it in. We're gonna go in the crease with this. I think my goals for 2024 started changing about halfway through the year, and I don't feel like I really changed with them. I kind of knew that I wasn't going to meet the goals that I had set because I set super unrealistic expectations. I said I wanted to hit 10,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok on my business account. I didn't do that, obviously. And I also said that I wanted to hit the marker of being a full-time photographer this year, or a full-time photographer and content creator. I kind of wanted both of them to be contributing to that number. I don't know. I don't feel like I mentally shifted, even though I knew in my head logically it wasn't happening. So I feel like that was definitely something. Like, I feel like my goals definitely shifted, but my mindset didn't. Like, I didn't emotionally wrap my head around the fact that the goal I set wasn't going to happen. And I have to stop doing that. I have to stop setting unrealistic expectations and start setting like actionable goals, which is something I will do. I just don't plan on doing that in this video, and I don't plan on sharing my actionable goals. I plan on putting them in a notes app on my phone and kind of just going from there and kind of doing it that way. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more powder, like eyeshadow, and I'm gonna go to the darker shade just to like kind of deepen it up a little bit, so it looks like I got a little something going on there, but not a whole lot. For the new year, like setting goals, like I said, I'm gonna do that personally, but I do know that this year I am going to focus heavily on business. I am not going to stop focusing on my business. However, how I go about that is going to be different. I do know that I'm also going to focus a little bit more on myself and my self-care, and really trying to not change who I am. I don't have any interest in changing who I am, but I want to change some of the habits that I have. I want to focus a little bit more on this channel and my lifestyle, like personal brands, rather than just my photography brand. And I'm really going to make an effort to start combining those things and making progress in that. Definitely have some health goals that I want to work on that I don't feel comfortable sharing because I don't like talking about my weight or things like that, because I don't want to trigger anybody, so I'm not going to, and I just don't feel like that's the place for that content. I don't really want to make that content. I don't want to open up that can of worms because I don't feel comfortable with people talking about my weight, and I don't feel comfortable with people addressing those things or giving me their unsolicited opinions, because to be honest, I don't really know how I feel personally about those things. So I just want to kind of leave that alone and not talk about that. So I just want you to know that my personal goals for 2025 are definitely more in line with, I want to really focus on my business and also focus on myself and have a better balance between the two. I feel like I went from one side to the other all year long and I yo-yoed back and forth. I don't want that in 2025. I want to figure out the best way that I can create the life that I want to create and make the money I want to make, because unfortunately we live in the year of 2025 as you see this, and we have to live in the world of fucking capitalism, and unfortunately that is just how it goes. That is how the cookie fucking crumbles, and I hate it, but it is just the reality that we live in. So I have to make money in order to survive. I'm going to continue to make this content whether or not I make money or not, but the problem is I do have to figure out the balance on how I do that. Unfortunately, I do have to think about those things in order to do my job and become a full-time photographer and content creator, because I do want it to be kind of an even split. I don't want it to just be one or the other, because I feel like that is not sustainable for me, because I don't have that creative capacity to only be a photographer. I just don't, and I have accepted that, and I do make way more money being a photographer than I do making content, but I want that time freedom and I want that flexibility to do a little bit of both, because the reality is I need that. I'm a multifaceted person and I need that in order to feel fulfilled. It's just the way it is. And it sucks because growth is really hard when you're like that, but it is what it is. So let's talk about the actual like things I'm kind of thinking of, and y'all can tell me if you like them or not. I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna call it there with my eyeshadow. I'm gonna go ahead and put my eyebrows on because I'm doing a very simple look today. But yeah, I want to talk about some of the content I have planned. I'm thinking that I'm definitely gonna keep my YouTube channel to be lifestyle. I think that's definitely where I'm headed. I had this idea that I wanted to be known as a photographer, and I do want to be known as a photographer. That is what I want to be first. I want to be a photographer first because I love photography. That is like it's my art form. It's what I love to do. But I don't want to only do photography stuff. I don't want, this is gonna sound bad, I don't want a male audience. And I know I do. If I have photography as my niche, I know that's what's gonna happen. So I don't necessarily want to be a photography educator. I will educate people on photography. I don't mind to do that. And I do plan on doing it a little bit, but I don't want to be known as that. I don't want to be known as only a photographer. I want to be known as a girl who's a photographer, who does self-portraits. I want to be known, you know, as a little bit more than just a photographer. And I also want to be known a little bit more in the scope of what I do and how I do it and the art that I do make, and also just how I live life and how I'm doing things. So my goal really is, I do plan on restarting my personal accounts this year. I have a little bit already started my personal accounts back up, the ones that were attached to this account before. I plan on making more content for me, like more lifestyle content for me, so that I can kind of, you know, be comfortable. The photography stuff is not leaving. It's just I kind of want the photography content to be a little more casual. I kind of want it to be more like day in the life, or how I do this certain thing like as a freelance photographer, or how I'm building my business, or how I'm building XYZ. I don't want it to be like, here's how you use a camera, here's manual mode and things like that. Like, I don't have any interest in that. I do have interest in doing like a film photography series where I talk about film photography, but I don't know when I want to launch that or if I ever actually want to. I've gone back and forth for a long time on the photography content I want to share, and I truly do believe that I just want my content to be about me, my life, and lifestyle things like that, and then slowly add in all the photography stuff. I haven't really figured out how I want to do that outside of me showing you me doing my work, which I don't have an issue with that part. I really enjoy showing my creative process and showing my sessions and my before and afters. Like, I do really enjoy that. So that's definitely not going anywhere. But really the thing that is going somewhere and is kind of getting axed is this idea of like the how-to content. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. Like, I might do it in shorts, but long form it's probably not happening. I might eat my words and do it later, but at this point where I stand, I'm not doing it. I just have no interest in doing that. I do have an interest in helping photographers, and I do have an interest in helping content creators, but not like that. Like, that is not what I want to do. I'm kind of thinking that I want that content on my Patreon as like a Patreon tier. I do have plans to actually relaunch my Patreon this year. I just don't know how I want to go about doing it yet, so I've kind of like let it go for now, and I'm gonna relaunch that as I kind of get an idea. I have not told you anything. I'm using the LA Colors brow pomade for my brows, and I'm using my favorite High Sky by Maybelline mascara. Let me talk about some of my creative projects that I had going this year that I think I'm going to continue in 2025. Not making any exact promises on these things happening, but they might. We'll see. I am working on a digital product right now that is basically, and I've not started on it, so it's technically just an idea, but I'm working on a digital product that will help photographers. That one I'm going to try to launch on my photography accounts. I don't know if that's going to go through or not. We'll see. I am planning on trying to grow my socials on my business account and eventually trying to grow these accounts too, but right now that's just not a priority. My priority is growing those accounts. I'm working on a photo book that I'm excited about, and I really haven't done a ton with it yet because I just have kind of come up with a concept, but it's basically based around instant film. I have a love-hate relationship with instant film because I feel like I take these photos on instant film and then everybody wants to keep them, and I understand why they want them and they want the photos, but like it annoys me because then I've taken hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of instant film photos and I don't even have them. Like, they're just gone to whoever took the photos, and it's annoying and it's unfortunate, and I've really stopped using instant film for that reason. But I want to get back into it and work on this photo project. Basically, I want to find a way to use instant film and it be for me and not for other people. So I really gotta get better about telling people no. Like, no, you can't have this. Like, I took it, it's mine, please do not take it. So I really need to get better about that. I just haven't really figured out how to do it yet, and I'm really bad at confrontation, so that's fun. I love that for me. Earlier this year, you all heard me talking about a secret project. That secret project was a poetry collection that I will no longer be publishing. I sat with it and then I went back and reread it, and I looked at it and I was like, holy shit, why did I let myself think I was going to publish that? Because it's really, really bad. I do eventually want to publish a poetry collection. That is something that I really want to do. Right now is not the time, and I don't think that will happen for a while, and that is just what it is. I hope that eventually I can do that, but right now I am not doing that. Maybe in the future I will publish a poetry collection. I know I want to, but I have not been dedicating enough time to that to like actually make that a reality and make that something I actually do. So I haven't set like a word or anything for the new year. I haven't set any like intentions for the year, and I really don't know what I want my word to be this year. Last year my word was balance, and I did not balance. I tiptoed back and forth between the two things. And I don't know, okay, hello. I don't know where I want my word to be this year or what I want my word to be. I really don't know. And I've never had a year like that. I've never had a year where I just don't know what I want to do. And it's kind of, it's weird. I'm getting married this year. I know, I'm like so excited about it, but this year I'm getting married. I'm gonna have a wife. A wife, oh my god. Every time I talk about it I get so excited because I'm gonna have a wife. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have a wife. I keep saying I already have a wife because I basically already act married, but I'm gonna have a wife, and I'm so excited to be like, I have a hot wife, and everybody's like, okay, but I have a hot wife, so you can't say anything to me. But I'm getting married this year, which is insane. I'm so excited about it. I think I'm gonna try to make some content about it. I haven't decided for sure not if I'm going to. This year is gonna be insane. I already have rosy cheeks. I don't know why I'm adding more blush to my face, but I can't not because it's me. I still want this channel to be a mixture of like sharing you my creative process and my goals and my building my business, but I also want to show you a little bit more like my personal stuff. I had a very bad reaction whenever we found out the president-elect. I was not happy. I was not having it, and unfortunately that is just the world we're living in right now, and I've got to deal with it. So I am attempting to wrap my head around it and do what I can with that, and I almost went into hiding, but I also realized that I'm not going to be part of the problem, and I'm not going to be quiet. I'm not going to be quiet about who I am, and that's that. I'm not going to be quiet about who I am, and I'm going to continue to be loud and proud, and I'm going to keep creating content that I want to make, and I'm going to keep talking about who I am and about the fact that I'm marrying a hot woman, so deal with it. This year I do also want to fall back in love with reading. I want to fall back in love with books, and I want to fall back in love with creating content about that stuff. And I want to start sharing what I'm reading and what I'm watching. I want to start doing like these videos about media and how I'm consuming media, what kind of media I'm consuming, because I do watch a lot of TV and movies, and I think that's going to be something that I talk about. I want to get back into decorating this house and trying my best to make the best of the life that I have. And unfortunately I work 2 jobs, so it does make it hard, and I do find it really hard to balance all the stuff that I want to do, especially resting and just spending time with the person that I plan on marrying. So I don't know how it all will go and how the balancing happens, but I know it's something I have to do in order to really build the life that I'm wanting to build. I'm gonna actually add a little bit more bronzer to my nose because I'm not really feeling this look right now. I'm really excited for the new year. I think that it's going to be, I'm not gonna say this is gonna be my year because I say that every year and then it's never my year, but I do feel like this year I'm going in with the most plan and the most confidence that I have in past years, and I'm going in with the realest expectations. Like, I don't feel like this year I'm going in with this idea of creating $1 million business and quitting my job. I feel like this year I'm going in with the mindset that I need, and that is I'm going to make the best of working 2 jobs that I can and try my best to quit those jobs before, at least one of the jobs before the year ends. And is that gonna happen? I don't know. That is ugly. What am I doing on my nose? I don't know if it's gonna happen. I'm gonna try really hard for it to happen, and if it does, I'm gonna be really, really happy. But if it doesn't, I'm gonna be realistic. Like, it is what it is. And this year I'm making an intention to shoot less, and that might actually set me back in my business. I don't know. It's something I'm having to do because the reality is I can't keep working the way that I'm working because I'm not making the progress and I'm not fulfilling myself creatively because all I'm doing is working, and I am done doing that. I'm not going to do that anymore. And if this is what I have to do to keep my sanity, to keep being a photographer, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm really excited about what the new year is going to bring and what I have in store for this year. I really feel like this is gonna be the best year yet, and I feel like my creativity is about to skyrocket. This channel is about to be a place full of content that I'm proud of and that you all will enjoy watching, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to make things that make you feel something. I'm excited to make things that make me feel something. I'm excited to expand my business. I'm excited to grow this channel again. I'm excited to be a content creator again. I'm excited for all of it, and I feel like I am just finally in a good spot. I feel like I'm finally here. So if this is your first time stumbling upon my channel, I am really glad that you decided to stick around and that you have possibly enjoyed this little chitty chatty get ready with me. I'm definitely planning on doing more of these in the future. I really have enjoyed doing the ones that I've done so far, and I am just happy that you all have stuck around and that you've enjoyed watching this and that you have, you know, enjoyed watching me over the last year. If you've been here for the whole year, if you've watched my sporadic in and out, I just am really grateful for all of you, and I'm excited for y'all to stick around. I'm thinking, I'm thinking I kind of want to do, I'm going to wear my Christmas pajamas in the video that I'm filming today because I want it to be cute and cozy. If you enjoyed this content and you want to see more from me, specifically you want to see more of these chatty get ready with me's, or you want to see more of my self-portraits, because I do plan on doing so many of those in the new year. I have a crazy goal that I will share, that I want to do at least one self-portrait for each holiday, and I think that's definitely something doable. And if you want to see any of the other content that I plan on doing, me sharing my life as a photographer, kind of giving you the behind the scenes of what I've got going on, make sure you subscribe down below. I'm going to be making a lot more content this year. I am determined. I've been talking to my fiance a lot about how I want to really be present this year and be more in the moment and create more fulfilling content, and I really feel like that is what this channel is going to become. I'm excited for the new year. I hope you all are excited for it too. Okay, that's I have a peacock butt. Okay, I kind of love this though. I think it's really cute when I do this. Anyway, if y'all have enjoyed this video, let me know. Leave a little like down below, or subscribe if you want more content like this, and I will chat with y'all in my best of the year video, which I'm about to go film, my best of 2025 or 2024. All of my favorite movies, books, and music and shit. If y'all want to see more of these, let me know. I will see y'all on the next one.